it's little Kansas Kitty, and I welcome you back to my post-weight loss surgery journey updates. This is my 29-week post-op update, which is almost 7 months, and I had the RNY gastric bypass surgery on June 25th, 2018. I'm reporting from snowy Kansas City. We had about 10 inches earlier in the week, another light dusting last night. It's very, very cold. It's 21-mile-per-hour winds out there. It feels like -2, -3, and fortunately I did get my long run in yesterday, so I could have a rest day today. We are venturing out this afternoon to go see Cirque du Soleil on Crystal, and we're excited about that, and we will be very, very bundled up to go see that show. I started off my high weight at 238 pounds. That's what was documented, and in almost 7 months I came in at 147 pounds last week. I'm 5'6", I'm 38 years old, and this week I come to you and I weigh 147. So that's a zero change. No change in the last week. I'm still down 91 pounds, and I'm at a healthy, normal BMI. So I feel like the closer that I get to goal, the closer that I get to maintenance, I'm going to see some stability and also some fluctuations at this point out. It's going to be a constant trial and error with what works with my body. I'm very, very comfortable at the weight that I am right now, but I still have that goal, you know, that personal goal of mine to be at that 100 pound loss. I just think that would be really, really awesome. I had days this past week where I snacked, and I had days where I was very disciplined. And so an easy way to look at weight loss is just to do a calculation of calories in versus calories out. I have stayed very consistent with my fitness, and so clearly I burnt what I put in, thus having no change in weight loss this week. I still get full pretty easily, but I have learned that if I just wait 20 minutes, I can actually eat a little bit more. And so sometimes when I don't finish a meal because I'm so full, if it's still sitting there and I get kind of busy, I notice that I can go back to it and I can actually finish that meal. And so that is probably how some of us weight loss surgery patients fall into that temptation to graze throughout the day, because you can't eat it all at once, but you can continue to eat if you space it out. So it's very, very dangerous. The notion of mind over matter and practicing willpower is going to be my major goal this week. So the clock is going to be your weight loss surgery tool and friend. If you can stick to a routine and you get up at the same time every single day, and you have your meals planned out and you eat them at the same time every day, you take your vitamins at the same time every day, creating those healthy habits and routine is going to aid in a lot of success with your journey. My obsession with plastics this week has been pretty high. A question that I get asked all the time is, do you have loose skin? And my answer is yes, of course I do. At my age, having gained and let my body balloon up to over 100 pounds overweight and then losing it, I've got those trouble spots and trouble areas. Fortunately, I did have a mommy makeover 7 years ago, which did keep areas very, very nice and tight and firm, but I do have some loose skin under my arms. And it's not crazy bad, but it's there. It's definitely there. And then my more problem area has always been my thighs. And so my inner thighs, I have a lot of loose skin there, and also in my booty. And so as one looks at themselves in the mirror and feels themselves up like we do, you can't help but dream about the idea of getting more plastic down the road to kind of correct some of those problem areas. And in 2020, I will be 40 years old. And I thought, if I can do it, I would love to get a lower body lift, which would include the thighs and then also the Brazilian butt lift. Shaving after weight loss is a little challenging after extreme weight loss. So under your arms, when you're shaving under your arms for us females, it becomes like a little cave, like this hollow cave area compared to before when you're heavier and it's kind of just has this flat surface. And so trying to get in there, that's a little tricky, and that's something new. And then also any areas that you have loose skin, such as my thighs, my upper thigh area where I do shave also, that is a little bit more challenging too, because the skin is kind of moving along while you're shaving, whereas in the tighter areas, my lower legs, you know, there's no loose skin, of course, there. So just something to be aware of. As we approach tax season now, I have been kind of fiddling and playing around with some of my taxes to see if I'm going to be owing or if I'm going to be receiving a refund. And I did find something really cool. So as you may know, I am a self-pay patient, and so I paid for my surgery out of pocket. I did not qualify for insurance on it. My employer just has some strict stipulations that said nothing to do with weight loss is covered by my insurance, and so I was out of pocket. And I did pay $15,000 for my RNY gastric bypass. And I found out that even though my insurance didn't cover it, on taxes, you can claim it as a medical expense. And so I'm getting that deductible and tax credit for the $15,000 that I paid last year as a benefit this year. So that's pretty awesome. I'll take all the tax credits and deductions I can get. Clothes. I'm probably like a 6'8" right now. And so my 8s are a little loose, my 6 are a little tight. Ideally, I'm probably a size 7, which I love. I love the size that I'm at. I don't want to get real small. I imagine that when I get to the 100 pounds down, I'll probably be more of a 4'6" versus 6'8", but I am very, very happy with my size and my weight right now. Something to keep in mind though, as you go through your journey and you begin to lose the weight, is maybe setting a clothing budget for yourself. Fortunately, I had boxes and boxes of clothes of various different sizes, and so this I've probably had for, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years, and I pulled it out and was able to wear it for the first time this week. You're going to find that everything in your wardrobe will need to be replaced as you lose the weight, and things that you may not have even thought of. Easy is to think, oh, I'm going to need some new tops, I'm going to need some new jeans and some new pants, or maybe some new dresses. But when you lose weight everywhere, and you're going to need new bras, you're going to need new underwear, new pajamas, new workout clothes, new coats of every season. You're going to need, some of us actually decrease shoe sizes, which is crazy. My feet are just a tiny bit smaller, but not drastically, so I'm still able to use all of my shoes that I had before. Belts. I put on one of my very favorite belts the other day, and it was one of my smaller belts, and that I'm on the tightest notch and it's loose. So I'm gonna have to buy some more belts. So something just to think about as you lose the weight. It's fun, but it definitely cuts into your budget. As we begin to settle into the new year, inspiration has been on my mind, and to inspire is to excite, to breathe life into, to encourage. And there is so much inspiration and motivation in this weight loss surgery community, whether it's on YouTube or on Instagram. I look at some of my close network of friends on here, like Mitchell, Minnesota, killing it with his 4 a.m. workouts with his husband, or VSG Joe, killing it with his new strength training and goals this year. Numi in Canada, killing it, swimming, working out, going to the gym for 3-4 hours at a time. There is just so much to grab onto around here and get motivated and get inspired from one another. I look at just my own close network, my friends, my running friends, and running with them on a regular basis and looking at their goals. It's so inspiring. And my sister, my older sister, she is killing it this brand new year with her new exercise routine and her food, and she doesn't have too much to go, but just grabbing onto that inspiration around you is going to really drive you forward with your own success. Who are you inspiring? I posted a photo this week on Instagram, a side-by-side of me at my highest weight, and this was undocumented, so I want to say I was closer to 245 pounds here, and then also where I am today at 147 pounds, so pretty much a 100-pound difference side-by-side. And I was in a meeting at work, and I was with a couple of my colleagues, and we were wrapping up the meeting. We started talking about weight, and one of my colleagues, she's getting ready to go to Mexico in a few months, and she's trying to get that bikini body ready. She's like an 8, size 8 right now, and she's 25 years old, and she was like, gosh, it's so hard. It's so much harder as you get older. She said, I feel like no one can lose weight when they get older. She's like, except you. She was like, no one's like you. You've totally transformed. And she did tell me that I've been such an inspiration to her. And I showed her that picture while she was talking. And she was like, oh my gosh, I never saw you that big. I never saw you like that. And I think I did try to hide a lot under layers, but I did get that big. I got that big, and that was my wake-up call to make a change, Who are you inspiring? You may not know it, but you are inspiring so many people around you. I have 2 of my colleagues now that are walking around drinking Premier protein shakes. And these are the shakes that I've been drinking for the last 7 months at work, and I think they're catching on. It's like this new Premier protein trend in the office all of a sudden. So until next week, I'll leave you with this. Don't be ashamed of your story. It will inspire others.